the heels of Andy Chandler.
Yeah,
He'd appreciate a good beer.
that was.
All 22 of them, if he could help it.
I've seen him try it.
What was the? Remember that the answer to that trivia question was Submariner.
Submariner.
Submariner. Submarinera.
Submarinera.
I think Submariner. Submariner.
That'll wake you up.
Wow.
And remember, there's cinnamon in it.
Really?
It looks like a hazy IPA.
It looks like it, but it don't taste like it.
That's something.
It's some sour in there for sure.
Pretty good.
Which I
It's
like.
not bad at all.
No.
I went in, I ordered it before I even saw what it was. I assumed it was an IPA. Said, got the collab still? Like, had a couple at that point.
Yeah.
You got it? Oh, yeah, we got it. Plenty of it. Whoever was working, maybe it was a long day. I don't know. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. She's like, yeah, is that what you want? Okay, yeah. Got it. Drank it. Like, oh, had a little pop to it. Looking up on the board, what even is it? Oh, pineapple, cinnamon, sea salt, goza, stashay.
So,
It's good. I like it.
now that everybody knows you were out of pocket for 2 weeks, can you run down the trip? Because it looked like an awesome trip.
So
It did.
I've grown to not love driving that in one shot. So we drove down to Valdosta, Georgia, right before the Florida line. Stayed one night there in like a Airbnb, but it's just tiny, but cool, really cheap, perfect. That was cool. And then from there, got up, coffee shop it was like kind of like in a downtown situation. So there was a coffee shop right there.
Really cheap. What are we saying? What are we
Like
talking
$90 for the night.
Huh.
But it was pretty cool. It was like a cool spot. So
Yeah.
a little flavor. And then went and got coffee and breakfast. They kind of told us they didn't have the thing I ordered after I ordered it. So they were going to get me something else that was more expensive. They didn't bother with the upcharge. And then we came back with 3 boxes. It's like, oh, we found the avocados. So you got both. So I was like, sweet.
Oh, wow.
Got my money's worth there. We drove on down to New Port Richey, where my mom's mom is, where we're talking about the hardware store we were with Benny. It was her dad's hardware store, AB Ray.
Yeah.
So stayed a couple days with her. We went to Cigar City.
Where's that at? And
It's like right by Tampa.
Okay.
Right by Tampa. And so we went to Cigar City, got some cigars from Cigar City. The guy carded me, and I realized my card was expired, and I had to renew it on the spot so that he would serve me a beer. No one carded me the rest of the trip, by the way. Anyway, got that, and then we visited.
Oh, your credit card was expired.
No, my license. I'm sorry.
Oh, you were
My
out there
license.
riding dirty.
So dirty, dude. Almost as dirty as that mustache.
So
This is how it's going to go.
so you renewed it?
Online, you can do that, I guess.
Are you serious?
Does it just change the date
Yeah,
automatically?
you're looking at your license and
It
it just
looks
all of a
weird, too.
sudden goes bing.
I'll show you what it
I
looks like
knew
later.
it.
It looks weird, too, the new one.
No, dude, that's just your picture.
It's the same picture. They just used the old picture.
I thought we were.
Bitch.
I like it when it turns.
I thought everybody's license picture looked crappy. That's what I was getting at. Not necessarily that you.
Yeah. No, it's funny. That picture, it's funny. The way my license situations work, I only ever like renew it on necessity because I was going to get my truck before the Jeep or whatever. The truck had issues, so that's why I have the Jeep. But I was going to get the truck, but they were telling me I needed to have something about my license. I don't know, something about my license, and they needed me to go get a fresh one. So I was going to go drive it to the dealership up in like Laura, up there in Collinsville.
Yeah.
So on the way, I stopped and I made them renew it for me. I had them renew it for me, and they took a picture. So like that's the picture. And then so after that, we went to another brewery, Escape Brewery. It's really good. They had really cool art. I slapped a couple stickers on the brew house fridge. If you notice, you'll notice them sometime when you're there. And had a good visit there. She lives on a golf course, gated community thing. So vibed out there for a couple days. And then from there, we went to Haines City, which is by Winter Haven, Central Florida.
Central.
Like on the way to Orlando.
Okay.
And so
north or just kind of near it?
East, just like straight shot east. Tampa and Orlando, it's kind of a strip. Okay. And then we're there, went to Grove Roots Brewery, and we've been there a handful of times. They're awesome. Great spot, great location, good beer. It's kind of a tradition at this point. And let's see what we do.
What kind of beer do they make well?
They don't really have. I think they had a hazy, and me and my grandpa got the last two. Like it blew, like pretty much a full glass, and it blew. So we lucked out there, and they're like, "It's about to blow. Get it now. Give it to me." And so did that. I'm trying to think. I think we pretty much chilled out there, but it was also pretty and stuff. But then we went to West Palm Beach. After that, stayed with Brittany's family. And
so both your families are down there.
Wow.
My mom's mom, my dad's parents, and then Brittany's aunt and cousins.
Yeah.
And then another cousin that lived in Jacksonville drove down and stayed too. So we did some brew hopping, went to the beach. They've got a boat. They've always got a boat. They trade boats or whatever, but they've always got a boat. So they took us out and we drove on the...
They trade boats? So well, they're like a dealer sort of?
No. Just they'll have a boat, but sometimes they'll have a different boat next time we come down.
Right.
Oh,
and so on the like first day there, he launches the boat. He said they hadn't launched it in a couple months at least. So we launch it, and on the like kind of like a ocean canal inlet thing, drive to the place we're going to eat dinner. That's where I got I got like a night shot. I posted something on Instagram, and then that kind of thing. The next day, went and saw the sunrise at the beach, and I almost have to go through. But then, so we did all that.
The sun comes up, Monte, when in the morning. It's dark, and then the sun starts coming up, and there's a thing called a sunrise. I don't know if you've ever seen one.
Damn.
What do you mean,
I know
man?
You don't get up early.
Yeah, I do.
You do?
On some days.
Guys, just hug it out.
I know we all know he's not a hugger.
Hug it out.
I mean, just because you can't see the sun over that damn stash. you don't got to bring me into it.
Oh, can't say shit anymore. Yeah.
I was looking at a map because I didn't know exactly where West Palm Beach was, and okay, so it's kind of between Orlando and Miami, pretty much straight east off from Fort Myers.
We went to this one place. I think it's called it rhymes with origami, kind of like Marikami or Marikani or Marikari, Marikari, something like that. So all the plants and everything are native to Japan. So it's kind of like an enclosed place. You go in. You pay like $10-15, and then you get in. So it's super cool. I don't think I posted any pictures from there, but it's all Japanese wildlife that they planted and maintain. And there was an alligator there just on the free roam.
So are these plants like contained in some kind of?
There's like sections. Like there was a bonsai section. It was all bonsais.
But it can't like get out and take over. It's not.
No, I imagine.
It's not going to be an invasive species.
I imagine we're not going to have Pearl Harbor 2.0.
Yeah.
No.
You know, the vines around here are not native to here. You know, when
the kudzu?
Yeah, the kudzu. Yeah. You see that. You like, you go to Wycliffe.
Yeah.
You see that kudzu all over the damn place.
Not native.
I know. Isn't that wild?
But that was wild. That was a good, like, nature walk. We got our steps in, but it was cool. Very cool. And then we did, like, some other wildlife stuff. Very cool. So we went to this one reserve where they take in injured animals, rehabilitate them if they can, try to release them ideally back into the wild. Otherwise, if they can't go back in the wild, they home them, house them.
Yeah.
And so there was a bobcat enclosure. So it was 2 bobcats. And we walked by the one time, and they're kind of playing with each other. Very cute. Never actually seen a bobcat that close. And so we walked on. When we came back, they had I guess someone had brought a box. So I've got a picture of it. But there was just a box, and like the old cliche with cats, like if there's a box, they'll sit in it. Well, this bobcat was just sitting in the box. Hold on.
Crazy.
Like a shoebox?
I mean, dogs are very removed from wolves.
Yeah.
But house cats and wild cats, You put a box out there, they're still gonna crawl into it and lay down.
Cats are crazy.
Let's see here.
Mine's crazy.
This is pretty good stuff. We'll post it when
He's
this
the craziest son
when
of a
this
bitch that
episode
ever
comes out.
walked.
We'll post it. But
Well, so
Yeah,
I think
we'll post that on the. We'll post that.
Yeah,
We
at
can
it.
we should
patch
post
that
that.
through.
That is awesome.
We'll get the producer to patch that through.
So we should, while you're talking about cats, we should hear.
I love pussy. Cats. Cats. We're talking about cats.
That's a weird thing. It's like a dog's a bitch. You know, it's like a cat's. I don't
Monty's head lives in the gutter.
What are you talking about?
To be fair, it's like a chimney sweep with that freaking calico beard.
know. Where were you going with this?
We were going to talk about your cat in the
Oh.
shower.
Yeah, he gets in the shower. I mean,
So
He
you
didn't-
you would call it a wet. Okay.
no. I don't know if you call a male cat. I'm not saying 'cause my mother's gonna
It's a
watch
rooster.
it.
It's a rooster, right? The
Yeah.
rooster version of a.
He's been crazy ever since I got him. He was, I mean, just been nuts, and he loves water. I mean, he loves just being crazy. But I get in the shower, and most of the time he'll just jump in the shower, you know. Or if I'm getting in the shower, he'll attack me
Yeah.
like that's my shower.
I've never had a cat that liked water.
Does he wipe on your towel?
You know, I don't know what he does when he gets out because I'm still in there.
Wipes his little happy ass on your
You know, I mess with him while he's in there. You know, I'm like, you know, oh, you want to get in the shower, so
You spray him straight
Yeah.
up?
Yeah.
And he,
Does
and
he
he
like
loves
it?
it.
he's
Is
a
it-
gangster.
he don't
He don't care.
He don't care. Do you let him out ever? Or is he always inside?
No, he goes outside. He loves to go outside.
Is he fixed?
No, not yet.
No.
No. So that, and I'm afraid to leave him outside because it's so close to the road.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
and yeah, but he's a nut, man. He don't
And
really.
you don't want him in your neighbor's shower.
No, I'm going to drop him. I'm going to drop him off at your house one day and just.
He'll be used
He
as
don't
a
really.
towel.
He don't really have a name either. You know,
Just cat.
this cat. I call him Gary
That
sometimes.
baffles people. When you tell, I've seen you say that out loud, and people really have a problem with the fact that you haven't named that cat.
Why is that people have a problem when you
He
don't want to
don't-
name something?
I don't know.
This cat don't give a shit. He's gangster.
Isn't that like Yellowstone? The dog's just dog.
dog? Well, they're
Well, I think you've already given him a name.
Nah, I'm not caught.
Gangster.
Oh, gangster.
Oh, that is a good name, gangster, because that's what he is. I mean, he's cool one
I
minute.
mean, I think
Well, but-
sometimes animals name themselves, right?
Saturday I went home. You know, at the brew house, came
Yeah,
back.
that's why it's Gary. He told Chase. He called me Gary. Actually,
Gary, I don't know where Gary came from. He looked like a Gary for a couple of days. So I was
He
like,
just told you. He's like, "Hey man, I'm getting in the shower with you. My name's Gary."
Hey man, you got room for one more?
he a lot of times I'll sit on the couch and watch a show or something, and he'll like sit behind me on the couch sometimes, like up on the back.
Does he watch the movie with you?
Maybe you care to turn it up? A little
Yeah.
louder? No. Yeah. The cat's telling you to turn the TV.
Oh, he's like, oh, I don't really like this show, MFer, you know. Other night, you know, I went home, took a shower, and I was going back to the brew house, and he was behind me on the couch, and I had the news on or something. I was, you know, just sitting there for a minute before I got back up. Cool, you know, he walked around a little bit, petted him, cool, and then he got back on the back of the couch, and they just went nuts, and he scratched my ear, just attacked my ear out of nowhere.
Rude.
And I had a bit of Band-Aid on it because it wouldn't quit bleeding. It was like, and I got back to the brew house along with my mustache. I had a big Band-Aid on my ear, and everybody's like, what, you know, what's with the Band-Aid?
Did
I was
you
like,
get cat scratch
Had
fever?
someone had to get a little nibble in.
I was like, man,
You had to go to the service station and give someone a nibble.
Those women these days,
He's like,
man,
Guys,
they're
I know
rough.
you got a thing going on here at the brew house, but I will be back.
yeah, I mean,
Someone needs to just take a bite.
just run around with me for a couple days, and you'll be bleeding and have a mustache too.
Is that what you tell the women
Well, if
today?
you need a ride,
I
if
don't-
you need a ride,
I don't tell them anything.
we got to clean this podcast up. You got to shave.
Yeah.
Megan, it's the spirit of Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
Anyway, what
Sorry,
was
we
I
were
saying?
going
Where was
back
I?
to West Palm Beach is where you were in
The Bobcats. Yeah.
The Bobcats.
Lord.
So bringing us to the Civil Society beer. So one of our last days, we ended up there talking about it, describing civil society to Brittany's cousin about who was also in the Navy on the heels of the Andy podcast, but described it as very similar to this place in Nashville that we like called Bearded Iris. I didn't describe this already, did I?
Kind of. You hit
anyway, so Brittany looked up the menu. They saw that they had the collab. Anyway, here we are. Got the beer, had to bring it back. I knew that would be a good story. I knew y'all would appreciate it. I didn't actually expect to do it on the podcast. But
I still want to figure out how from West Palm Beach to Nashville there's a collaboration.
Yeah, that is interesting. I have no clue. I don't think the bartender felt like telling me the story at that moment.
Yeah.
But
we'll find out.
Yeah.
You should have got him in a headlock. Said, "Hey, man,
so
what the fuck's up with this beer?"
Good to see you.
So after West Palm, trip was done, but we had 2 days booked on Lookout Mountain, right down the road from Ray's place,
right
in a storage container. So, gorgeous, awesome, like overlooking.
Oh, we saw the pictures.
Yeah, overlooking Trenton, Georgia. But I mean, there's 3 of them right there. Super quaint and small and tasteful. And what was Wonder Chat? Is that what the Wonder Chat? Shout out to them. They have like a social media presence. They very many touches, many good little touches in the place. The light in the bathroom had like a blue, like sexy nightlight.
Sexy.
You could also Bluetooth to the vent speaker. There's like a speaker in the vent, so you could connect to it.
Like,
was there a camera in the vent too?
Had everything else. But
shit if I do it.
But my gosh, I mean, I want to book all 3 of them and bring you guys. And
let's do it.
Let's do it.
I mean, that was one of my notes. I left them whenever I was like, I'm probably gonna try and book all 3.
We'll try to throw those pictures. We'll try to throw some of your pictures in the show notes or on the podcast or something.
Or on Instagram Life Chaser, maybe.
I think
definitely.
I think
on Instagram.
The view of some handsome Life Chaser person was taken there. Recently, it was posted.
Yeah. That was a great view.
Yeah,
and that's
it's already up there. Man.
Yeah, we got a couple posted.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Someone drinking coffee.
We need to try to post
the view.
Post
somebody.
They were handsome. I don't know.
Well, I didn't see that picture. I saw everything else besides that.
Oh shit! They cropped the head out then.
That's an awesome place, or that area. You also did some hikes.
No, I saw it. Looked nice.
We did. We went back to the Cloudland Canyon National Park, which is awesome.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Couple waterfalls, mini trails.
Shit. We can throw pictures up, right? Yeah, we'll throw some pictures up.
What's taking you so long? You need a nipple on that beer, buddy?
Man.
Oh.
Yep.
Just dabble it. Just like pour it into the mustache so that we can reach up and get a lick later. It'd be like a gerbil feeder. Right. This one's called Experimental, and it's very groovy looking.
Yeah, so we're going to our next beer.
So this one also, there must be a story here, but there's another logo. It says Hollingberry and Son Incorporated Hops. So I imagine it was a collab with the hops, sort of, so to speak. Uh-oh. We're chasing.
Waterfalls?
Jason experiments.
What?
We're getting experimental.
You probably don't even know that song, do you?
Fuck yeah, I do. Come on, dude.
I didn't know.
TLC, Left Eye. Rest in peace.
I didn't know.
Sorry, Grandma, if you're listening.
I know you're a youngin'.
All right. Beautiful. Oh, I can taste and smell now, by the way.
I told you.
Hey, that's a great thing to announce on here.
So yeah,
cheers.
If you haven't noticed, this is delicious, and I can tell you that without just assuming.
Smells good.
Oh, that's good.
I'm going to say save the best for last there. I think this one was my favorite.
That's good.
Very grapefruity, which I love grapefruit.
But yeah, I guess it was maybe using some specific company's hops. because the logo's there, but it's not on the other IPA.
I think I could definitely sit there and drink a few of those.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
good. 6.5%.
If I ever get to Florida someday again.
I'm going next week.
Yeah.
I recommend Florida. I recommend it.
I like Florida, but
I'm going to the Keys.
yeah.
They have beer, gators, and freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I live my life like that here.
The menage a trois
It's just cold here.
of
The
America.
what?
A menage a trois of America. Beer, gators, and freedom.
Oh,
So, okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a good combination. Kind of like Texas, but
better.
weirder.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Texas without the cowboy hat.
I mean, like
And a lot of water.
There's a pretty good story about my hat, by the way.
that
Yeah,
hat?
let's hear it.
So, someone got a little intoxicated, and he had to be carried inside.
Someone.
So I had my hat on. I was carrying that someone,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and I
bet.
guess my hat fell off.
Uh-huh.
So the next day we were leaving.
Alligator ate it.
And I'm bringing bags out, and like I'm kind of like, not there, but like opening and next to my Jeep, I look over and in the grass, my hat's laying there upside down, and this is like the next morning, wee hours.
Oh.
But it wasn't even wet. It wasn't even dewy. I guess that's a Florida thing.
Yeah.
I was so scared that a raccoon had crawled in it
Yeah.
or something, but my hat just laid out there face up for 8 hours.
But it wasn't even dewy.
Wasn't even dewy. I was so happy.
Well, it's
I was
made
so
of
mad.
beaver.
I was so mad,
You're
so
good.
sad, and so happy.
Man. I mean,
Quality beaver.
Yeah, it's made of beaver.
Yeah.
You're good. Even if it gets a little
So-
wet, it ain't gonna hurt.
And I wore it so I got a hat. We'll shout out JT because maybe we'll get him on here one day too. But I got a hat made, and I put it to use while I was in Florida.
that's the way.
I almost didn't take
was
it
his last name
because we
again?
were like
Farrell.
Yeah, JT Farrell.
Yeah, JT Farrell.
JT Farrell Hat Company, Catawba, Kentucky.
Yeah, great hat. I love my hat.
Great dude.
He seems like it.
We weren't sure. We were like, Florida's not really a hat place, probably. Made it a hat place, dude.
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 You just change the environment when you walk
Did you
into
get
it.
compliments?
Someone said something about it at some point, but it wasn't like they stopped traffic for me or anything.
They,
I mean,
they were nice about it though, right?
Yeah, no, nothing bad.
That never happens
it's
to me.
nice. It's a nice hat.
Look, what's up with the hat and the mustache? I'm like, I'm just here to have a
Have a
good
good
time.
time.
I mean, whenever
I'm
you
just
got
here
your
to party, man.
We can fight if you want.
Rambling. Well, when you got your hat, I felt inspired, so got mine. Happy with it.
Man, yours is
Happy with it.
awesome.
I never thought I would have. I don't even want to call it a cowboy hat, but it's a beaver pelt hat. It's not like cowboy style. I guess it's more fedora style, but
Fedora
more
style.
of like
More-
there's like a different take on it.
It's like a gangsta.
Yeah, man, it's like Doc Holliday.
Man, it is. It looks. It's perfect. I mean, I don't wear mine a lot because mine's more of a Western hat. I don't. I'll wear it if we go riding sometime, but and I'll wear it out. But I'm not gonna wear it. But that hat you can wear anywhere.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I rocked it. I tried to rock it.
You almost lost it.
I have like 3 cowboy hats, but I don't ever hardly wear them anymore. Ever.
You get you like a drinking, smoking cigar, just like the
I don't do cigars.
playing poker hat. Just like
Cold
whatever.
either.
You could use it for you name it.
Cole didn't smoke cigars either until I converted him over.
I know. And you
Well, I
could
used
put your name in
Smoke,
it.
so
Yeah,
I try to
that's
stay
a
away
hard.
from it.
That's a hard thing. It's good.
Guess we shouldn't have been hotboxing you with cigars on the way here.
no, I don't. I mean, that's different. That I don't mind. It's just
I do like a good cigar.
I brought Chase back a Cigar City cigar or 2 Cigar City cigars. They had 2 different kinds, so I've been itching to try it, and I was waiting to try it
We will.
here.
We partake them.
I'm just glad you brought back this beer for me.
There you go.
Yeah,
It's the kind of guy I am.
I'm ready for a trip. I haven't.
When do you go Lookout Mountain?
Oh, we're going there
When you go there?
for sure. I need a trip. I haven't. I need a trip and a hike.
We need a backpack too.
See the hike. Yeah, it's cold right now. Let's do it.
That's what I wanted to do, is a cold weather hike. And Cole was a little nervous.
I haven't done. I mean, we're talking The last time I heard you talk about 50, 60 miles, the wheels were coming off and the knees were buckling.
But that was in the summer, and that was
in the heat,
and that was
Yeah.
consistent, not stopping 5 or 10 minutes every few hours. I'm talking about hiking 15 miles, Monte, camping, and
Let's go straight through.
okay, we'll do it. We'll do it. We go as far as we can.
There you go.
I'm game. I mean,
let's do it. I mean, I watch Cameron Hayes do 26 miles a day.
he runs a marathon a day though.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Well, let's do it.
Shout out to that dude.
I mean, if you say I can do it, then I believe you. I just haven't done it before, so
everybody's scared about doing something like this. But listen, you just start, and if you want to get off the trail, you just get off the trail.
That's it. If
you can keep going, you just keep going. I mean, it's nothing crazy about that.
No,
there's nothing bad about that.
This is what people used to do in a day. That's what I'm saying.
So where are we going? We're doing it. We're doing LBL.
People used to
LBL, north-south trail. I'd like to go south and north because for some reason I just want to invert it and start from the south this time and start walking, man. And
I want to be like Lewis and Clark.
You will be on the south end.
Yeah, with all the horse trail.
Boars. I've been watching wild boar videos in LBL here lately.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know they'd got across the river.
Oh, yeah, they've been there. They were there when I did mine. That was one of the big...
Well, you might have told me that. I'm sorry. I forgot.
I wasn't...
What do you do if you encounter a wild boar?
Best thing you do is jump up a tree.
Really?
But I don't think they're going to... You have to really run up on them. It's not like Georgia down south where there's a bunch of them. So you have to run up on them, and a wild boar can seriously hurt you.
Oh, big time
with their tuskers.
Yeah, no doubt.
They can break your leg if they hit you in the heartbeat.
Cut you open.
Too.
Yeah, and so of course, it's
people don't know that
illegal to carry a firearm while you're hiking an LBL, so. My best advice is if you come running up and they charge you,
hatchet or knife.
Yeah, you can carry that, but it's about you're going to have seconds to figure it out. The best thing to do is find a tree and try to jump up it for a second and let them pass and then get down. But it's not the biggest scare in LBL is, the monster or the beast of LBL or aliens.
Well, aliens can be anywhere though. I could have been taken out of my bedroom last night. We don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have remembered it.
No.
Alien took your towel.
No, they just take your butt virginity.
That's what we heard.
Oh.
That's what we heard. No, but
they put probes there. Is what I'm saying, right?
No, I know.
Right?
Yeah, I get you.
Adding the cold weather to the hike.
Whether they find pleasure in it or not is irrelevant.
Yeah, we don't know this.
I don't think they like it.
Why would you?
I don't think they.
Then why are they doing it? Then why do it?
I think they're just screwing with us.
I think it's just to track you.
I know, yeah,
it's a good place to put it to track, I guess, because you.
I don't know. I don't
know. I'm playing.
Don't worry about that though when we're hiking.
No, I'm good. I'm down. I'm down. If you say,
yeah. So if you feel
so, I got it.
Hey, you think of hot weather in the spring or summer. In the summer, it's hard. You throw that aspect in there, but if you go in the winter, it's a totally different experience because you're worrying about a totally different environment, and it does something different to your body. You can get very dehydrated very fast in the cold weather. So, but you don't really want to drink as much because it's not hot. That's just nature is like, I'm hot, I want to drink, but you got to drink a lot of water when it's cold too, because you're burning calories to keep warm.
I did quite a bit of either YouTubing or reading whenever we were wondering about if we could make it work. Last month or whatever. But yeah, I'm down. I'm down.
South to north. Just start walking. See where we can get.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And if we were to get tired, feel like we need to stop that, then yeah. But at the same time, if we can go straight through or whatever.
Yeah. If we feel like we need to stop, we'll stop and make camp, build a fire. It's that easy, man. It's just like Monte said, People used to walk around this country all the time, this world, just hoofing it.
We're going to aim for February.
Yeah, I'm good for February.
I got a week off in February.
So I'm going to be gone to the Keys the 3rd through the 10th. And then after that, maybe.
We'll figure it out.
So
Let's do it. Let's do it.
But yeah, I'm down in the sense of get it done.
It's a totally different environment.
3rd to the 10th is perfect. My long break starts the 11th.
There we go.
Really?
Plan it. Mark it down. You walk through LBL in the summer, it's a forest, most of it. You got foliage. Sometimes you can't see the sky. Unless you walk through a field, you get into some of that hardwood, dense stuff. And then, but, you know.
Not going to say it.
You're walking through there and it's like you're enclosed. I mean, it does something different. In the winter, there's no tree. I mean, leaves. The trees look different. The trail looks different. And, you know, and big plus, you don't have to worry about getting bit by a snake.
Yeah, I was going to say snakes.
Yeah. Just have to, just you against you.
I say a lot of things, but I never thought I'd say butt virginity on a podcast.
You did.
We made it. Been a good run, boys.
Well, glad y'all listened.
Signing off.
I didn't think it'd last this long.
Sorry about that, guys. Anyway.
Yeah, but so you spent 2 days in Lookout Mountain.
It was gorgeous. I mean, inspiring. I think I could say that I was definitely inspired while I was there.
You were.
You got the text messages.
Yeah.
Both of y'all did.
That's what you want. You know, you want to take trips and you want to do whatever, but really it's like what you had. I mean, it's like, man, he's in the zone. Like his brain and everything's like, it's firing on all
Went
cylinders.
to the national park to go to their biggest overlooked bluff just so I could take some notes about.
Yeah.
I mean, how am I gonna chase it?
Yeah.
What I want and how I'm gonna get it.
You know, you were sending me text messages and I was like, man, this dude's in the zone. I was like, just trying to keep up. I was like, yeah, man.
I know you were at work too.
No,
I was just like, oh man, they're at work.
No.
They're like, okay.
No,
let
I
him
was
roll.
like, keep it up. You know, I was like, when you're in that zone and you got that, you know, I know how it is. You know, when you get there, you got to stay with it and you got to share it. I was like, man,
Went to the Dollar Tree, got this pink notepad with flower and swirls all over it because that's just the best thing they have. I was like, I just need paper.
You got to write it down.
So forever, the pink flowery notepad is my new Life Chaser notepad.
There we go.
Yeah, love Florida. The beaches, just I don't know. There's freedom down there too, man. Right now, compared to everywhere else.
The menage.
And the gators.
Yeah,
but I don't care about the gators so much.
Freedom is important.
But
we ought to mandate some freedom up in this mother.
CDC says freedom in this mother.
Instead of gator for me, it would be food.
Well, yeah.
Man, the food down there.
Had some good food for sure.
Like seafood or whatever.
Yes. Man, I love it.
I had this macadamia coconut crusted cod or grouper sandwich. Sandwich. Macadamia coconut crusted grouper sandwich while I was down there.
Did you have any fish dip while you were down there?
Fish dip?
Yep.
No.
Love fish dip.
I have had fish dip before, but I did not have any this trip.
It's normally like where we go. We go down near Daytona area.
Yeah.
And Ponce Inlet area. And some of the places around there, the fish dip, just kind of a smoky flavor. Fantastic. Love it.
I had salmon on a bagel for the first time. Hence the coffee shop that gave me twice the breakfast.
Right. I don't know.
I'm a fan.
I haven't been to Florida, and I went to Destin 5 or 6 years ago. But besides that, I haven't been down south in a long time. I usually go out west when I go somewhere.
Yeah. West Palm Beach is an awesome spot. And there's a lot of like Jupiter's kind of northwest Palm. The county itself, West Palm or Palm Beach County is, I'm told it's the biggest county in Florida. It's like an hour to drive it top to bottom and an hour to drive it east to west. But
right.
They got everything.
I do like their governor.
No
Yeah.
doubt. I think he may be or will be our next president. Yeah.
That's a pretty solid prediction.
It seems likely. I mean, I think he is running again for re-election in Florida, though.
Well, I think he has to.
Yeah, even if
Can you do both?
Yeah, probably.
I think so.
But he has.
Well,
I think
I guess maybe his re-election is coming up quicker than
the yeah. So he has to. But he's a.
You say what you will, but they've got really low COVID numbers. Everyone can do and go as they please. And I will say this. I notice more people wearing masks in Florida than do here.
What I heard.
You know, it's one of those things. Don't tell people they have to.
No,
they'll do it.
Don't mandate
They'll do it. I mean, that's Florida. I saw more people wearing a mask in Florida than I do here, which just goes to show, just like, don't treat us like we're fucking kids.
That's it.
We have common sense.
I agree with that 100%.
I mean, most times and most occasions, I can do more to not contaminate people by sneezing into my sleeve responsibly, like we've done for years, into my elbow, than what a mask is going to do.
Yeah.
And I don't have to sit there and breathe the elbow all day long.
Right.
Well, and with, this latest variant, Omicron, if you didn't have an N95 and you just have this bullshit mask you make out of your T-shirt, it isn't going to matter anyway.
No.
I think that was probably the case the whole time.
So, and I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And I think there's been some studies that came out that kind of show that.
They're now talking about that finally.
Yeah. But it's taken two fucking
about
years.
2 years.
Too. Sorry.
But hey, we're listening to the science. The science thinks it's time.
So
Science doesn't have a podcast. We can't just tune in every week or two.
that was part of that podcast. I said something about you guys listening to today.
Yeah.
But there's a ton of that conversation in that too.
Well, sure. I mean, always in this country, I think you got to. In this, whatever they do in other countries is really, I don't care unless it's genocide, and then it really pisses me off.
You bet.
If another country wants to mandate, do whatever, I don't give a shit. I don't live there.
That's it.
You cross the border into this country, we have a constitution, and some things are constitutional, and then that's why we have the style of government we have. If Congress passes a law, we elected those people to pass it, but until they pass a law, I mandate freedom, and that's
it.
Let people make their own decisions.
Yeah. And it's kind of sad that freedom is controversial at this point.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that fucking conversation.
Thank you. My God.
No,
yeah.
No, we ain't having that conversation. There's nothing to say.
I don't know. I don't get tore up about it now. I'm just going to do what I'm going to do.
Right. Yeah.
And that's just what I'm going to do. I mean,
yeah.
I'm going to be respectful and I'm going to be whatever, but I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
Let's bring it back to kind of how we always end up there. But at the end of the day, do what you're going to do. If you got outside forces telling you have to do this and you decide I'm going to do me, I don't care what those voices say. I'm going to do what feels right to me. God's going to take care of you. Like whatever bullshit you got to go through, at the end of it all, if you stuck to your guns and did what you thought was right, you will be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to get punished for doing what you thought was right in your heart.
No, you got to make sure you got to do some calculations and make sure you're right when you like I always say, the closed hand and the open hand. If you got something in that closed hand, you better make some damn sure because you could be wrong, but I know I'm not wrong on freedom, and the history shows that, freedom is the way to go.
You got to be a patriot. You got to love your country, and you got to.
Yeah.
And in our country, the reason I love it is because of the freedom. So I was just seeing video today though of mandates in Spain, and they're having riots.
Well,
and they're
in Denmark,
whooping some police officers' asses over it right now.
Yeah.
And so
you got right now you got countries trying to impose the strictest stuff they have up to date, and then other countries like Denmark. You got countries like Denmark on the 1st of February, all restrictions lifted. They're considered.
UK?
They're considered.
UK
Yeah, UK. Yeah, Boris is having a freaking field day with his mess he's got himself in. So why not give everybody some freedom? But Denmark is also, it was the latest I heard today on the first, all restrictions. But then you got Germany trying to mandate, and then you got Israel putting in their 4th booster to be considered fully. I don't know. I can't keep up.
I don't know. It's a lot to keep up with. One thing I do.
What's China's rule? What's considered fully vaccinated in China?
Who gives a shit?
Let's check back in with those bitches.
I don't care about China.
I don't know what's going on. The Olympics is about to
They
start.
stole my taste for like a month. It wasn't fair. I care about
I
China.
told you we were going to get it back, though.
Yeah, I got it back. Hey, alpha lipoic acid was like the supplement.
That
Heard a lot about it. I'm going to say I went over a month with nothing taste-wise, and then my aunt gave me some of that because she got it for her, but by the time she ordered it, by the time it came in, I think she got her taste back.
Right.
So she just had it. And so she gave it to me. And 3rd day of I had it. I think I popped one, but I think it's a 2 a day. So I finally got like actually consistently taking it. And day 3 of consistently taking it, I was tasting beer at Cigar City. And
Crazy.
Miraculous.
That's awesome.
I wanted to cry into my beer.
I think there's a song written about that.
It seems like it.
There should be.
Oh, yeah. It sounded like a good trip.
It was a great trip. Very. It's good to get a perspective change.
I'm happy for you because I need one too. I'm getting to that point where I need a hike or a trip, get away.
And that's why I'm getting away right now.
Yeah.
My wife, we were talking about going down to Florida, but it was going to be like just a long weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, we're getting away for a whole week, or
Yeah.
we need to get away.
Yeah.
And our friends that travel with us a lot, they ended up, I told them, I said, no, I think we'd like to go for a week.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, well, if y'all want to go for that long, let's just go to the Keys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, I think that's a great idea. So,
Boom.
Twist my arm.
we're going to travel down to Port. Luckily, this podcast won't come out before I'm back. So I normally don't tell people when I leave.
Yeah.
I always tell when I get back. That's just the way just like you're the same way. I know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And, but we're going to go down to Port Orange, stay maybe a day there before we drive down to the Keys. And then, our friends have a condo at a fly-in community in Port Orange. And then we'll drive down to the Keys, stay at Duck Cay or Duck Key, I'm sorry, and Hawks Cay is the resort we'll be at.
I don't know shit about the Keys
Man,
other than Hemingway was there, and I'm a big fan of his.
Well, yeah, I've seen
His house.
I think I saw his house when we were there in Key West.
Yeah.
I know I saw like the very first Margaritaville.
Yes.
Saw that while we were there.
Did you find a lost salt shaker?
No, but what was it? I broke my flip flop on a pop top or something while I was there.
Stepped on a pop top.
That's it.
Stepped on a pop top.
With my flip flop, my flippy flop.
Sounds like a good trip too.
Yeah, it ain't bad. But yeah, anyway, sorry, got off on.
No, it's good.
But yeah, that's where we'll.
What's something you're like looking forward to doing while you're down there? You gonna kayak or go on a boat or what? Fishing or?
I think we'll go fishing again. I think.
Yeah.
A lot, man. That was a good time. My wife ended up catching the most fish, I believe, last time.
Typical.
She pretty much made our dinner for us.
Look at her go.
But
Look at her.
Life Chaser Ambassador Kim Young.
That's right.
yeah,
Cooking it up.
Kim Hyung.
Kim Young.
Kim Young soup. It's
Yeah.
she hates it. It sounds rather Asian.
Sounds kind of North Korean.
Yeah,
Kim
but
Young.
that's why she's hyphenated her name, so it's actually Kim Abernathy Young. So
Oh.
Well, she is a doctor.
yeah,
Yeah.
so doctor.
Oh, while we're on that,
yeah.
while we're good.
Let's not go to the
No.
other stories.
Wow, that's a good transition. Segue. What's your showering habits? I'm joking.
Well, I like to shower every day.
Yeah.
Where do you hang your towel? Okay. Okay.
Now we're talking about Kim and you and
Sorry, Ken.
sorry,
All right. Anyway, for real.
Monty. You talked about, the viewers probably want to know a little bit about all of us, and so we need to dig in to maybe our backgrounds a little bit.
It has been mentioned. Wife is a vet,
You bet.
equestrian vet.
Yes.
That is horses for the non-vocabulary people,
Yes.
such as myself.
Equine equals horses for people.
I learned that quite late in life, so that wasn't a stab at anybody except myself. So.
Well, no, but like you would be surprised how often like our vet clinic gets called for a dog emergency, and it's like that equine in that means horse only,
Right.
and people don't know.
Just curiosity, could she?
Well, yeah. I mean, when she went to vet school, I mean, you learn about it all.
Yeah.
Right.
And but she just chose to limit.
Can you go back? Do you want to go back to before Kim, like where you're from? And,
Well, no, I don't want to go back to there.
we'll hook you into the metaverse and we'll take you all the way back, brother.
Take you back.
Was there anything you'd like to change?
So where are you from? Like where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Simpsonia, and we talked about this a little bit on the very, very first podcast.
Yeah.
Because of the Samantha Speary thing and her going missing.
The bunker people.
Yes.
Yes.
So the bunker people, yes. That was one of my best friends growing up, was the one that was found in the bunker in Simpsonia, hiding out from the police. But yes, so I grew up in Simpsonia.
Where's Simpsonia at? Yeah.
So it's kind of not exactly maybe, but it's pretty much between Benton, Mayfield, and Paducah. So any which way you want to go, it takes about the same amount of time to get there from Simpsonia, which is kind of nice when you live there because
you're right there.
Yeah, I mean, when you want to go to a major town, no matter what it offers, you have those choices, which I always thought was nice when I was younger.
And it's a very rural town.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Not many people.
It's almost, I haven't looked at the maps, but it's almost at the top of the bottoms. It's like two bottoms. It's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. It sets up on a hill, but yeah, the bottoms of like your
Clarks River bottoms, and
sort
Kaler bottoms.
Yep. But it does go uphill from all of those.
It does.
If you think about because you come in from Paducah as well, Said Road is a bottoms.
Right.
And I grew up on Said Road.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. You've got a good story about Said Road.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, I should tell that.
You should.
Whew. So when I was in my early 20s, I was coming out of Paducah. A friend of mine was pulling out of near a gas station there. I just happened to see him, and he just keeps speeding up. And I was like, well, I'm going to pass him. Just for fun.
Pass his ass, dude.
Well, that's what I was thinking at the time. But he just kept going faster and faster.
Solid move.
The car I was in, well, I'm not even going to mention the car I was in.
Yeah. No identifiers.
But the speedometer only went to 85. And we were getting near that at the time, just on these little back roads. And I get on Said Road, and we come over where used to be railroad tracks. So you're very well aware of this, Cole. After the sharp curve.
Mm-hmm.
And once that straightaway hit, I told my buddies, there was two friends with me, and I said, hey, I'm passing him.
It's a good road to pass people, too.
No doubt. Very, very straight. So my speedometer was not registering at this time. So I had no clue how fast I was actually going. And I passed him. And as soon as I got past him, cops used to sit on the right side in a little gravel area there every once in a while. So I slowed down a little bit thinking, I didn't see any reflections. I was like, I'm fine. I didn't really speed back up so much, but I never really slowed down either after that. And right when I'm coming to the county line, there's a small barn on the left, which is right in front of where you grew up.
That's my stepdad's barn.
Yeah.
So at the time, what year would you say this was roughly?
I would say roughly
The house was there, right?
2000, 2001.
Yeah, so we lived there. So the cop was hiding next to our barn.
Yes.
What a dirty thing.
So he was probably on.
Dirty.
He possibly was a little bit on state property and a little bit on you guys.
He was trespassing.
So
I
wish I could have got him for that because it probably wouldn't have cost me so much money. But
So anyway.
But yeah, there was a state trooper right there beside that barn, and he finally got me pulled over at the Simpsonia post office, which is quite a ways away from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I probably should have took a back road. But
Wait.
I'm not promoting
Wait.
running from the police here.
It wasn't a felony back then.
Wait. He
From
pulled you over?
running from them?
It's a felony now.
I thought you made it home.
Oh Lord, not this. Not this. A different. You heard a different story.
Oh.
No, I did not make it home that night.
Did you go to jail?
No, I did make. So he pulled me over. Sorry, he pulled me over at the post office. Yeah. I pulled over there, and I'll remember that car had like one of those seat belts that automatically came back on the shoulder harness, and I went to get out so quickly that sucker like caught me. I was trying to get out of the because he's like, "Sir, would you step out of the vehicle?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and I get caught by this by my
automatic
seatbelt
thing.
I stepped back there. He said, "Sir, do you know I could take you to jail right now for wanting endangerment on two people's lives?" And I was like, "Well, I appreciate that you don't, buddy.
Really wish you wouldn't."
And he said, "Well, I'm just going to give you a ticket, but this is one of those tickets you can't just pay. You'll have to go to court over it." And I was like, "Oh, great." He said, but I'm just going to give you a ticket." And I said, "Well, okay. So how fast was I going? Because my speedometer only goes to 85. And he said, "I clocked you at 104 and a 55.
Shit.
Wasn't double. Was not double.
It's close.
Whew. Hey.
So I have heard this story too.
Yeah.
Which segued into the other one.
Yeah, the other one you've heard as well.
Are you willing to tell that one too? We don't have to. I mean, that's pretty funny, but they both involved the barn.
No, the other one was in a different area.
Okay. The barn just started, so that's okay. Yeah, I heard both stories together.
Yeah, the other story.
So that's the town you grew up in.
Yeah.
And how old were you then? You were in your 20s then.
Yeah, I was in the early 20s.
Did you go to the old school in Simpsonia? That's not there now. They got the new.
Yeah, I did. Up until the 8th grade.
I remember it was the old high school.
I was 8.
Yes.
Yeah.
When they did away with the
2000. You said that was 2000. You said you were 20.
Well, I was probably 20.
I was just saying I was 8.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you remember the old school? The old high school?
No.
I remember it was
really? You don't remember? Oh, wow.
I mean, I know there was a school. Wow. I didn't know that was a high school.
I
thought it was like an elementary school.
When I was
right there where the dollar store kind of is. That's still a school, right? There's still a school up there?
Where the school was or is, it was right there near where it was.
It was one of the old high schools in Graves County, and
I'm gonna say no.
When I was growing up, it was the middle school, and we played basketball middle schools. It used to be the high school, and now they tore it down.
Well, it was elementary and middle,
and junior high they called it. Yeah.
Because then they did a junior high too. I don't even know what the grades go to in Simpsonia now. I guess fifth or sixth.
It probably goes to sixth because they had the new middle school in consolidation and.
I thought that consolidation was like 6th, 7th, 8th now.
No, it's 7th and 8th.
Okay.
Yeah. 7th and 8th.
That's what I didn't know. So for me, Simpsonia was 1 through 8th grade.
And that's where you went.
Yeah. My sister was which she's 6 years older than me. So she was one of the first classes of Graves County High School.
I was the first class of Grace County Middle School.
Really?
Yeah, I was the first class to go through 7th and 8th grade at the new middle school.
Oh, wow.
That was just first class.
How was that?
I was his first class.
Yeah, he didn't make it to school until then.
That's the only grade I did.
Yeah.
Man, we pick on you
But
a lot.
I remember the old school there, and it's a cool. They call it Slab
Slabtown.
Yep.
Yeah. And the reason why was because
tell that. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool history. Back in the day, there were, I guess because there was so many sawmills in that area. Because Goodman Sawmill's there in Kaler, and then there was a Gibson Sawmill, which used to be in Simpsonia. I'm not sure if they were both around for many generations or anything like that. But the way I understand it, there was still quite a bit of sawmill things going on because back in the day when it would get wet, it would snow or rain a lot or whatever.
Dirt roads,
and they would put slabs all over town, and that's how everybody would get around.
Slab Town. Jeff calls it Slab Town.
Never heard of that.
Jeff calls it Slab Town. If me and Jeff ever meet to go like drag around, or because we don't live too far now from Simpsonia on the back roads, and where Jeff and Sherry live, a lot of times if we go to Paducah, we'll just move, meet there at Simpsonia. He'll say, meet me at Slab Town. Yeah. And I know to meet him there at the crossroads.
The four-way. The four-way.
I've never heard it called Slab Town, though.
Yeah.
So the four-way, when I was younger, that's where everybody hung out.
Yeah.
Like we would just go up there. It was funny because you'd go up there and then police would come and put up a roadblock there while you were hanging out.
They still love that place for some reason.
They love it.
Oh, yeah. I got one of the few times I got pulled over was from there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of a weird story.
Well, it's like Monte said, it's a conjunction right there in Marshall County, Grace County, and McCracken County, and it's about like Kirksey. Simpsonia is about like Kirksey. There's a lot of ways to get to Kirksey and get, every road almost leads to Kirksey, and every road almost leads to Simpsonia. If you come out of Mayfield, McCracken, or Marshall, I don't know. They need to get the hell out of there. They need to go find something else to do.
Well, we always, it's funny.
Sit there. I mean, what do they do to sit? I mean,
I don't like roadblocks in general, personally. And don't get me wrong, I don't drink and drive. But I don't like the idea because I feel like I'm a big freedom loving person.
It's a weird thing.
It's a weird
They're
thing.
Just weird.
Weird.
I've never understood that.
Because I don't believe that the police should be able to at any time just stop you
for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really weird.
No, don't get me wrong. And at parts of my life, I've thought, man, the police officer thing would be a cool thing to do. But
I support the
blue
line for sure. But
at the same time, I support freedom, and I think that those two things cross sometimes.
A lot. Yeah. I mean, I've definitely thought the same thing.
Yeah.
So I don't always support some of the things they do.
Yeah. Well, let's get out of Slab Town.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, go down the south side. You'll find enough to do down there.
No shit.
Go out to the hood, find a stash.
Yeah.
Take a ride.
Come on, there's bunkers. Go find the bunkers. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I hate thieves. Go find some thieves. Don't just pull people over for no reason.
Stay out of Slab Town and stay out of the hood.
Find some mustache bandits.
Oh.
You didn't catch that when I said the hood.
Yeah, we don't want them in the hood either.
Your hood.
My hood. No. We
go
take
to the hood, find a mustache.
We take care of ourselves down there. Yeah. So Simpsonia, Little Monte, Young Shaver.
Wee Monte,
Young Shaver. Grew up, went to school. Then what? Did you go to Grace County High School?
I did. So
or you can go back and whatever.
Well, I will go back a little bit, but only because of the whole bunker thing, and people probably not understanding. So I grew up down the road from a house that took in foster kids.
Mm-hmm.
So there was always a lot of different kids going in and out of there, but at the same time, there was some that were adopted, and that's the family that ended up becoming what you heard about on the news with the kid with the bunker.
Yeah.
Or not kid, he was a grown man. He's my age. But running from the police and digging a bunker. But, you know, he got into, not the whole family, but he got into drugs and that sort of thing. And that's what led to that.
Yeah.
You know, so you know how those things are. So, luckily for me, about 8th grade, hanging out with them, they started getting into drugs a little bit, and I could just see where it was going.
Yeah, backed off. Yeah,
and I just was like, right when I became a freshman in high school, started going to Graves County High School. I said, well, I need to make new friends.
Yeah,
and make sure that I don't get drug into, because I'd already. I'll give you a funny story, and this kind of moves into that. While we were in 7th, 8th grade, one of our friends, she was a girl, she starts dating a little bit, a guy in Reedland. He rides a scooter out there, and so, I mean, the crowd I was around was pretty rough anyway, to say the least. But they didn't like the guy, so they just grabbed a scooter one night and took it out into a cornfield and just beat it up with bats.
Office Space style?
Yeah.
The printer?
Exactly. And I didn't get involved. I stayed at their house when they went and done it. But it was things like that I was like, yeah, I'm going to stay out of the trouble part of this. And the next day we get off the bus, the state police are waiting there for everybody to get off the bus.
Wow.
I mean,
I've always said, I read a book and now there's a movie on Netflix about it, and really opened my eyes. Our area in a lot of places is not very much different culturally than Appalachia.
I can understand that.
And Hillbilly Elegy, I read that book a few years ago, and there's a movie out about it now, but like you saying, it's easy if you grow up. We both grew up in little towns, and we grew up pretty much the same way.
Oh yeah.
Me and you. Poor.
I grew up very poor. Very poor.
Not bad, just not bad, just poor. And that book kind of says, the basis of it is that what people need to understand is your decisions matter, and our culture in the rural areas have taught young people that come from like the poor areas of Kentucky or even any other state that no matter what you do, you're never going to make it out of that. So no decision you make is going to matter.
And I never had that mindset.
And I really didn't either. But a lot of people do. And
I agree.
Like you said, that you made that decision, freshman or 8th grade or freshman, like, that ain't going, and it could have turned out a very different way for you.
Certainly.
Oh, yeah. You could have been in a bunker down there.
Well, it's all your attitude. You know that.
Yeah, but I mean, and that's a lot of things that young people need to understand, that every decision does matter.
It can be the littlest decision, and that's
who
what
you hang out with and what you do, and
yes,
and your decisions do matter. Every little decision, you can't like stress over them or anything, but you can't think about which hand you're going to open the door with, but
you got to think of what's the right thing to do.
And you thought about that, and you thought about that at a young age.
Oh yeah, I knew I had. I mean, yeah, my parents were pretty good about that.
Right, mine were too.
And they always told me to, it's fine that you hang out with people, but watch what you get into with them.
Yes.
And you can be drug into things if you don't watch it.
It's a whole thing about the company you keep. My mom preached it to me, and I wasn't great at it. But like you said, you made the right decision, because it could have turned totally different for you.
No, certainly. I mean, and I've made some bad decisions in my life. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I've made some really good ones.
Yeah.
I mean, and you got to look at it that way.
The good ones. the ones that matter are the ones like you made right, when you're in 8th grade, 9th grade.
Yeah.
If you look back and say, "Ooh, I could," or you can look back at your life and say, "I made a bad decision here, and I wish I would have made it." But there's some decisions you make in life, and it's like, if I would have made the wrong one there, I would have been screwed.
It's so funny too to look back at that and say, so I was going to Murray State at the time, and I went down. So those friends of mine that did live near me, right there near me, moved another road over too, about the same time when I was a freshman, some in that area, because the mother and father got divorced, and I was still friends with him, and I went and hung out with him every once in a while. But when I saw them doing things that I didn't necessarily think I wanted to get into, it was a lot easier for me to even get away then because they lived a little further.
Right.
But I guess it's funny to me because when I went to Murray State, I stopped one day and just had a chat with the guy that built the bunker.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat with him on the front porch while he smoked, and we were just chatting. And it was weird because we had grown so far apart so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized it.
And it hit you.
And knowing that little decision I made, like freshman area.
You remember?
And it was only, 4 years later, 3-4 years later?
You remember I told you we were talking about aim little, miss little, aim big, miss big. I mean, the trajectory of your life took that in 4 years. It was like so far over here, and he was still right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it was all, between drug usage and it was, and I hated to see it because in all reality, good guy.
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean, he was my best friend.
Yeah,
good guy. It's just he got.
I mean, it happens. It happens to a lot of people, and they're not bad people. They one decision,
And that's what I hate about it, because you think about that and you're like, man, I know how good of a guy that guy is.
Yeah,
when he wants to be.
Yeah,
and that stuff hurts when you look back and you say, I wish that guy was with me today and was a good dude and didn't get mixed up in that.
I mean, decisions matter.
No, they do.
I mean, and like I said, our culture wants to tell people that they don't, but they do, because.
Well, you're right. The culture does. And see, that's a big thing to me now, because all we can do is be the best people we can.
Mm-hmm.
And let that shine through to other people that you meet and see, and that's all you can do.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's all you have. And that, that character and trying to always do the right thing and, be a better person from day to day.
Yeah.
Be the best person you can from
yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's those little steps, though, that from way back when, I think about that, and then you look at today, and you're still like, there's still things I can do today that is going to make me better 4 years from now.
If you don't,
for sure,
nobody's perfect for sure, but if you don't wake up some days and say, man, I didn't. Yesterday wasn't my best day. I didn't treat my coworker right. I talked to my wife a little wrong. I didn't do this. If you don't wake up and look in the mirror and say, well, I'm not going to do that today, I'm going to be, and that's growth, but, like you say, every day you got to try to be and it's a evolution until we die, it's like, but if I could say anything, it's like you said, 7th, 8th grade, 9th grade, you're like, no, I'm not doing that. And that's the decisions that young people need to understand, that decisions matter. Your decisions, young, matter. And our culture says, oh, you can live it up, and sure, have fun, but you need to look around and say, where's this going to lead?
And when yeah, exactly.
Because it's going to lead somewhere.
Yeah. I think today's society and how they just seem to think that anything, I don't know. I mean, government intervention and all this crap. I mean, that's why I like freedom, and I mean, don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, it's all about what you decide.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I love about America is you get to decide. And
You get to decide.
and or at least you used to.
Well,
I mean, this way of canceling people and all this crap that goes on today. But in my eyes, freedom and the way you can be better from day to day is all that matters.
the grind.
That's it. What do you think, Cole? Sorry, I
was listening.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that. I agree with a lot of it. And different parts made me like the part where you were sitting with your friend and the moment you realized you had grown apart. Different circumstances, but I've felt something similar before with friends and stuff. And then here, just what you were just saying, I think for sure that, as much as the atmosphere has changed lately with things, I think the atmosphere and environment is also as ripe as it's ever been for the people who take the chance at power and adventure lies fruitful for those that dare to seek it. And I don't know if today you got more people seeking it than ever or less people seeking it than ever, but I feel like there's a lot more people who are scared than there were previously. And I feel like there's a lot of seeds to be planted. There's a lot of chances to be taken, a lot of ground to cover for people. I think just any given person can go out there and do a lot more than they realize if they just start, whatever you want to say, metaphor-wise, knocking on doors, planting seeds. But it's a minefield, but at the same time, you got to get out there.
I like that.
Yeah, and then make good decisions and, know when to make a good decision and when it's time to say goodbye to certain things in your life like you had to do, and when it's time to say hello to something that you've been putting off saying hello to.
Totally. But saying goodbye to bad things is something
big.
Well, I don't think a lot of people know how to do it.
No, it's big.
When you get that, I guess for me, when you've been through some bad things and you're like, man, I got that gut feeling that this ain't good. I need to get rid of it. And then you do get rid of it. And when you get rid of it, it's like, well, that was the right decision. You have no hesitation. You're like, don't feel bad about it. Nothing. It's like
totally.
We are bred to accept things. We always are raised to, yes, I accept. So I will take the new things in my life. But we do not know how to take the trash out.
Right.
Yeah, the trash. Yeah.
I think you're conditioned in school to always go along, I think they don't teach the right thing in school.
No.
You are conditioned to be this pandemic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You are.
And you're conditioned to be poor. You're conditioned.
Damn right you are.
It's the new normal, and we're building back better, bitch. It's better now.
That's what I was
Chase,
saying.
It's better.
Hey, you're conditioned.
I agree.
You're conditioned to be poor if you're poor.
This is better. We're telling you it's better. It's better.
No, I'm saying you don't have to be.
No, you're right.
You don't have to be where you're at.
But boy, that's what they teach you.
It is.
And that's what I hate.
And I believed it for a long time. It's like, this is what you're going to do. I was like, no,
Hey man, Gaslight 2024. It's better now. This is better.
You're conditioned, but you got to think for yourself, and you got to make good decisions, and you got to weigh the options. And when you get a gut feeling that something's bad, like Monte said, this ain't going to turn out good. You got to take out the trash, like Cole said.
I have like a common prayer, if you will, real simple. I ask for eyes to see and courage to act.
Absolutely.
And I use that in many different assets or facets of life. It's never just one sort of thing I ask that for. It's in every situation. Like that's my little 2-second prayer.
Yeah.
Eyes to see, but then whenever I see what I need to do, give me the courage to do it.
Yeah.
Why do you guys think that they don't teach financial education in our school?
Because then why would you take out a big loan to go to school before you even know what it means to have?
Yeah, because you'd be educated
before you understand what credit and debt and everything and interest is.
Yeah, and you wouldn't fucking do it.
I mean, who made colleges? If you really roll that back, like we were talking about this, and forget him. He was on Rogan recently. The medical school, they go back way to J.P. Morgan had the oil, and they learned that they could make things, anything, rubber products, pharmaceuticals out of petroleum byproducts. Then it was okay, and then we're going to make a college, and we're going to make the colleges, and so they're going to teach the doctors to make. Basically, we've established we can make things that we can take that address symptoms, and then now we're going to set up the schools to teach the doctors to use those drugs and
treat symptoms.
Yeah, so like J.P. Morgan, oil, petroleum products that you can make with the byproducts, and then money-funded schools and colleges. We teach people how to, and then Western medicine comes along in the form of treating symptoms, not treating illness, and knowing the body and nutrition and synchronicity of, you step on a stone or you have your wallet in your back pocket and you sit and it alters the level of your hip and then your spine's off kilt, like stuff like that. We don't understand our bodies anymore. And the doctors,
they don't either.
And then again, you make the college expensive. So the doctors that we teach to do this, they're going to make money, but they're going to be our slaves for at least however many years because of the student loan debt, just the financial aid, whatever they had to do to get through it. And then, they need the money. Well, then the reps come through.
You bet.
And they say, prescribe it. I'll make it rain. You just prescribe it. Okay. I'm crippled by debt. So if you say it works, then I say, show me the data. Well, but here's the data. We also approve our data. We vet our data, but you can trust us because we're unbiased. It's science. Follow the fucking science, you loser.
My brother.
That'll
preach.
I'm a chemist. I was in the system for a minute there in academia. I know how you get funding for research. You have, who funds research? The oil companies, the pharmaceutical companies, and the government. That's who funds your research. And so if you want to research something, you have to get it through one of them. One of them has to say, "Yep, I want you to research that." Well, I want to research how this medicine alters the DNA of my baby and the fertility of, I want to know about microplastics in my baby. No, you want to research this instead,
That's right.
That's it.
Be it whatever it is. I don't know, but
that's right.
I've been there. I saw that. I mean, I've talked to professors when they're trying to get some research and it's gotta go, these are the sources that I can get it from. If I want to get a grant, it has to come from one of these guys. That's pretty much where it all comes from. And so it has to be applicable in this field and this industry. And it's like, well, what if you want to do that? Well, no one's going to fund that. Huh. Wow. I can tell you, I'm never going to forget them. I've probably had 2 or 3 conversations and I learned everything I needed to know in those 2 or 3 conversations. Not 4, 2 or 3 conversations.
So why do you, I'm not going to say the subject matter, but why do you think there's a 97% of all scientists agree with certain things?
They like working. They like eating. They like the lights on in their house.
That's it.
That's where the money comes from. Sorry to shatter the illusion, but science is funded by about 3 different sources. 3 different sources.
That's it. It's
been there, saw it, wanted to do research, whatever. Oh, well, that's not really how that works. Oh, well, tell me how it works. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you can't do
but
your
it's
own
peer
thing.
reviewed. By who? Who are the peers?
Other
the
people that get
also,
funded from these people.
and that's the big fucking illusion with science. The science. I mean, really, when we talk about science, we're talking about one person. I mean, we've heard who is science. But
lately we've heard
my brother come back from Florida, fired up.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like when he's fired
Hey,
up.
me too. Me too. He's a smart fellow.
No doubt about that.
He is that.
And
Monte.
I guess he's handsome in some
He
pictures.
is handsome.
At
He
least
is
we
handsome
admit
in a
it.
picture.
At least we admit
He's
it.
good for social media. I tell you.
Yeah.
come on, guys, the headset's gonna break if,
Yeah.
if I swell anymore.
Oh, wait. He was saying he was handsome earlier, right?
No, you agreed, so it's fine. You.
He's in it. He's in it.
It was me.
Oh, brought to you by the damn brew house. Oh, we've been talking for almost.
Sorry, guys. We're running over here.
We have to close her out.
Yeah.
To be continued on
To be
the,
continued for
on,
sure.
on the money.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
We
We
can
just,
pick-
we,
we can
I
always
know
pick
we
this
get
back
off.
up.
Yeah,
but
we'll go again. We got. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't fit somebody's life story into 30 minutes.
well,
So-
and
But
I mean,
but sorry,
and I'm a regular here, so
Yeah.
it's not like we can't
Yeah.
get
we
back
have
to
guests
it.
on, and sometimes we won't. And when we don't have guests, we'll talk about us
And
That's it.
aliens
and aliens and
Maybe.
and
Problems with
metaverse
the-
and Slabtown
problems with all of academia. And,
academia, and I mean, we'll get fired up.
yeah,
That's
We'll
it.
get fired up.
So, yeah.
I don't know.
We need to get back to that subject again, too.
Yeah,
I'd
well,
love to.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get him fired up again.
Because you got to remember, my wife's a doctor as well, so there's some
I don't want to step on toes.
on
No.
the research side.
I'm
of
definitely,
things.
I was there 4.5 years. I definitely didn't spend 20 years in the system, but
yeah, we'll hit it again.
So
Anything that y'all need to say or want to say?
we said
or-
it.
You already said it.
yeah, I
good.
think so.
I feel
think
good.
We're good. I mean, I think so. Saying normally our life chaser ending.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you want to leave everybody with? What do you want to leave everybody with?
I don't know.
Really?
No.
That's a weird one coming from you. I mean, for me, like we were.
I
Just,
thought you were just gonna catch me off guard. Like, hey, it's the same thing. You chase life, make you go live wild and free for sure, but make good decisions. Have good people around you, and make sure those people are good. Like Cole said, take out the trash if you need to, and keep on going. Don't fucking give up.
See, I think tonight it already kind of told that story about the small decisions and
Small decisions.
what it makes
It's
for
a
your
good
life.
message.
I think so.
Watch your habits. 'Cause
And we're gonna go hike.
yeah, we're going hiking.
You bet.
Watch your habits because they turn into your future. So until the next time, we'll get fired up again and a life chaser out.
Boom.
Love it. I like it.
Coming at the end.
I like it. You're fired up. I like